Welcome to the Chapter 8 lecture for the Musician's Guide to Theory and Analysis on 7th Chords. In this chapter, we're going to learn how to spell and label 7th chords, and we're going to consider them in different musical contexts, and how triads and 7th chords are arpeggiated, and how to read them in transposing scores. So, please listen to example 8.1, and this is the Bach Prelude in C major. A lot of you will recognize this piece. This is a really popular piece of music, and it's a major piece in the Western classical world. Each measure consists of one type of chord. And if you look at in example 8.1b, you'll see all the chords that are in the Bach Prelude in C major notated in root position. So if you look at example 8.1, you can see here that all the chords there are laid out here. So as you can see, here are our triads that we've talked about in past in our last chapter. And then you also see that there are others that are stacked with 4 notes, and we call those 7th chords. Hooray! Okay, so that means we have a triad, and then the distance between the root of the chord and the top note is a 7th. So here we have all of our diatonic 7th chords that we consider in major keys. So in this this little handy-dandy guide here, it gives you your triad quality, 7th chord quality, or the 7th interval quality, its full name, what it's commonly known as, the abbreviation, which you'll need to know a lot about, and our Roman numerals. Okay, so our one chord is a major chord. We know that. Its 7th is a major. We call it the major 7th. And then its another name is called the major 7th. And then it's also, here's its abbreviation. And if you were to write it as a Roman numeral, it looks like that. And this applies to every chord. So the 2 chord is a minor 7th. Okay. Actually, let me go back. Sorry about this. So you may be wondering, why is this called major? That means there's a major triad. So let's see if we can zoom here. Okay, a major triad right here. Okay, major triad, and then the 7th is a major 7th, not a minor 7th. Okay, so each of these chords have its own triad and 7th label. Okay, so the 2 chord is a minor 7th, the 3 chord is a minor 7th, the 4 chord is a major 2nd, and then here's our dominant chord, our major minor 7th, which is going to be super important coming up. And then we have our minor 7th, and then our we have our diminished chord here. Okay, sorry, I'm trying to find a different color. The diminished chord. Okay, this one is also called the half diminished chord, and this is super important to know. So half diminished means, so if we look up here to our chord, the triad is diminished, and the 7th is minor. Okay. Ooh, going crazy here. There we go. And then it's notated down here with the half diminished symbol. So again, you do that for half diminished, and then you see it here in the Roman numeral form. So I explained this already. So if we're thinking about the major 7th chord, we have a major triad with a major 7th, and that's built on the 1st and 4th scale degree. So those always, if you build the 7th over it, that's how you build it over the 1 chord and the 4 chord. All right, now in this one, we're going to be talking about the minor minor seventh, which means we have a minor triad and the minor seventh. So these are built on scale degrees 2, 3, and 6. So the 2 chord is a minor 7, minor minor 7, the 3 is a minor minor 7, and the 6 is a minor minor 7. All right, the chord that's built on the 5, the 5th scale degree, okay, this is called the dominant 7 chord, okay, or the major minor 7th. This is super important because this is the one that will help us later on in future chapters. So the major minor 7th is a major triad with a minor 7th on the top of it. And then we have here what we call our halved diminished 7th chord, okay, which means we have a diminished triad with a minor 7th scale degree. And again, you notate it with that symbol. If you look at example 8, 2, 8, and 3, the 7th chords are often labeled with Roman numerals to indicate scale degree placement and function in the key. We all know that. Okay. All right, so you're going to complete triad number 1, and you pause the video now, and then I'll go on and give you the answers. All right, so here's our first one. We're in the key of E. Sorry that it's fuzzy, but it'll give you all the answers you need. So this is the 4-7. So if we think about we're in the key of E, so C sharp is the 6th scale degree. So this is a minor minor 7th. So we have a 6-7 chord. And then we are in the key of E majors. This is built on E. Okay, this is the 1-7 chord. Okay, and then this last one, the root is D sharp. Okay, which is our 7th scale degree. So this is our 7 half diminished 7. Okay, let's go on to the next one. So we have A flat, key of A flat. So we're in a major key still. So it's built on B flat, which makes this the 2-7. Okay, the next one here built on the E flat, which is our 5-7. That's our dominant 7 chord. This one's built on G. Okay, this is our half diminished 7 chord. And then our last one built on D flat, which is the 4th scale degree in A flat. So this is the major 4-7. Go down here, number 3, key of B flat. Located on B flat, we have our 1-7 chord. Here we have an E flat. That's the 4, so we make that our 4-7. We have D here, which is scale degree 3, and it's a minor minor 7th. And then here we have F, which is our 5-7 chord in the key of B flat. And our last one, key of D, 2 sharps. Okay, this was on C sharp, so this is our 7 half diminished 7 chord. Okay, this one's built on B, which is our 6, which is a 6-7. Here's G, built on scale degree 4, and then we have E, which is scale degree 2-7. So that's triad number 1. If you have any questions, make sure you see me as soon as you can. All right, now we're going to build our 7th chords here. So we're in the key of B flat. Okay, I know this is really fuzzy, but it'll get there. So our 2 chord is C. So let's build it up. C, E flat, G, B flat. Okay, that's our 2-7 chord. All right, now we're going to go in the key of D, our 5 chord, which is built on A, C sharp, E, G. So F is our 4 chord, built on B flat, D, F. A is our 4 chord. Okay, and then 5E is our 5-7 chord, and that's built on B. So we have B, D sharp, F sharp, and then A. Oops, gotta put a line through that. And then we have our 2 chord, 2 chord in G, which is built on A, C, E, G. That's an easy one. And then we have E flat, asking for the 7, half diminished 7. So the 7th scale degree of E flat is D. We need F, A flat, and C. And then, oops, we went B major, 1 chord, obviously on B flat, so B, D sharp, F sharp, and A sharp. Okay, then you were asked to label these with their correct names. So for example, right here, that's the major minor 7. Okay, 2-7 is a minor 7. Okay, our 5-7 is our major minor 7, my favorite. 4-7 is our major 7. 5-7, again, here's our major minor 7. 2-7 is a minor 7. E flat is our half diminished, okay, half diminished 7. And then our last one is a major 7. Again, if you have any questions about this, make sure you see me. All right, 7th chords in inversions, okay? Just like triads, 7th chords can be written in an inversion as well as root position, okay? So example 8.4 gives you the figured bass symbols in complete and abbreviated versions, okay? So just like we did in the last chapter, we look at all of our intervals, okay? So we have a 3, 5, 7, okay? And a lot of times we see it as just the 7th. Okay, now this is again root position. Okay, here's first inversion, okay, where the 3rd is in the bass. Okay, I'm gonna erase that really quick. So where the 3rd is in the bass, okay, so we have the 3 and the 5 and the 6, okay, and then we don't need the 3, so you'll see it a lot of times as 6-5. Okay, now we have the 2nd inversion, okay, where we have the 3, 4, and 6. We ignore the 6, and so we get 4, 3. And now we have 3rd inversion, okay, where we have our 2, a 4, and a 6, okay, and you'll see it mostly as a 4, 2, or 2, so we get rid of the 6. So if you see it a little bit stacked up, so we have here root position, G, B, D, F. Okay, so we have 7. 2nd inversion, 3rd is in the bass, B, D, F, G. So it's a 6-5. 2nd inversion. Here's our 4, 3. Okay, because the 5th is in the bass, because the 5th of that G7 chord is D. And then our last one is when the 7th is in the bass. So we call that a 4-2 or 3rd inversion. Okay. So this is important stuff you really need to know. All right, you're going to complete triad number 2, okay? And on letter A, you're going to circle the correct 7th chord quality and then circle the work and figures that identify which chord member is in the bass. In letter B, you will write the key signature, then the 7th chord in root position, and an inversion specified by the figures. Pause the video now, do triad number 2, and then go on for the answers. All right, so we're looking at measure 2. Okay, our quality out of the 4, either major, major, minor, major, minor 7, or half diminished. Okay, this is a minor 7. Okay, so, and the 7th is in the bass. Okay. Measure 3, so we have a major minor 7 chord, okay, and we have a 6-5 chord, okay, which is our first inversion, okay? And then measure 6, we have another major minor 7, and this is in third inversion, okay? And so let's look at that, measure 2, okay? So measure 2, what are the notes we have here? So we have a D, F, A, C, okay? So that's if we were to stack them in thirds. And as you see here, the C is in the bass. So that makes it, so our, so the DFA chord is our 2 chord, right? Be our 2 chord, 2-7, but you would write it as 2-4-2, okay? All right, look at our measure 3. So look at that, how would you stack that up? So we have G, B, D, and F. So you can see the B is in the bass, so that makes it a first inversion chord. So this is a 5-6-5 chord, okay? And then looking at measure 6, so what kind of chord do we have here? So we have D, F sharp, A, and C. So D, F sharp, A, and C, okay? And we have C in the bass, so that makes it a third inversion chord. So this would be a 5-4-2. Hooray! All right, for each of these below, you're going to write the inversion that it asks for, okay? So first up, let me change my color of pencil here. Okay, so we have the key of D flat, okay? The 2 chord is based on here, okay? So let's write our key signature. We need B flat, and then we need G flat, okay? Then we have boom, 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 okay? Boom, 2-7. Let's write it in first inversion. So we need the third in the bass, which is G. So G, B, D, and E. Okay, so that's our 2-6-5 chord. It's going on to A, which is our major key. So we need a F sharp, C sharp, G sharp. So 1-7, B, A, C sharp, E, G. Boom, easy peasy. And we have a third inversion, so our 7th is in the bass, so we have a G, A, C, E. Okay. Remember, we're in the bass clef here. Okay, so our 4-7 chord, so we need a flat, built in B flat, D, F, A. Okay, first inversion, so we have D, F, A, B flat. Okay. So we have our 7, half diminished 7. Okay, so A flat would be 4 flats. B, A, E, okay. And then we need our chord, G, B flat, D flat, F. Okay, so that's our half diminished 7. Okay, that's our activation. Now we have to make it first inversion. Okay, so our third is in the bass, so we need B, D, F, and G. Okay, and our last one, our E flat chord, asking for 5-7, so we need B flat, E flat, A flat. Okay, 5-7 is B flat, D, F, A flat. Okay, now in second inversion, 5-4-3. So that means our 5th needs to be in the bass, so we can draw it down here. F, A, B flat, D. It's that easy, folks. If you know your key signatures, boom, 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 get her done. Okay. All right, now talking about our minor chords. Okay, very similar to major keys. Our 1 chord is minor minor, 2 chord is half diminished. Okay, minor 7 half diminished. Our 3 chord is major major, 4 chord is minor minor, okay? And again, we're talking about harmonic minor, which has our raised 7th scale degree, okay? Which makes our 5 chord the major minor 7th chord, okay? Our flat 6 chord is a major 7 chord, and then in minor keys, our diminished chord is fully diminished, okay? And we notate our fully diminished chord with just the circle. Okay, so 7, fully diminished 7, okay, versus what we saw in the other chapter, half diminished, okay? So again, 2 chord is half diminished, 7 chord is fully diminished. All right, you're going to complete triad number 3, okay? So you're going to spell each of the 7 chords in the given minor key, including the leading tone, okay, on scale degree 5 and 7, okay? Write the key signature, okay, and then write the type above the step. So pause the video, complete that, and then go on for the answers. So here we go. Gave us our first one, which is our minor 4/7 chord, which is a minor minor 7 chord. Okay. So all right, so here we go. We have our 2/7 chord, which is half diminished. Okay, so we need a D sharp. I'm going to zoom in a little bit here. D sharp. So you need D sharp, F sharp, A, and C sharp. Okay. So in A, our 5 chord is E. Okay, so we need E, G sharp, B, and D. Okay, F minor, 4 flats, F minor, 4 flats, which is F, A flat, C, E flat. Okay, oops, sorry. So we have C minor, which I fully diminished 7. Okay, so which is a B natural. Okay, which is in D, F, A flat. Okay, we have our F sharp minor. Okay, which our alternate key is A, so the 3 sharps. We need the 2 chord, so we need G sharp, G sharp, B, D, and F sharp. Okay. Key of G, our fully diminished 7 starts on F sharp, A, C, E flat, because that's in our key signature. And then we have our E minor chord, because we're in the key of E, which is 1 sharp, but E, G, B, D. Okay, so if we think back to our, so this is our half dim chord, okay, major minor 7, okay, our 1/7 is a minor minor 7, this is fully diminished 7, okay, half diminished 7, again fully diminished 7, and then we have our minor minor 7 again. Okay, so if you have any questions about that, make sure you really come see me. Oops. All right, so spelling 7th chords. Hooray, hooray, hooray. To spell 7th chords above a given root, first spell the correct quality triad, then add the proper 7th. For example, write a 7th chord above F, okay? So a minor 7th chord, okay? So that means we would need a minor F, A flat, C triad, okay? And then adding the 7th. Okay, so we have a minor 7th above that, which would be E. Oops, E. Okay. And then to check the interval quality, you need a minor 7th. So F to E is a major 7th, so you need to change that and be E flat. Here's another way of thinking about spelling 7th chords. Okay, so like we just did, we had our F minor chord, and then it asked for a minor seventh. You got that. And if you need to, you can think back to the inversions of triad. So major seventh is a minor second, a minor seventh is a major second, diminished seventh. Okay. So a diminished chord or fully diminished chord. So the triad is what makes it diminished. Okay. So if it's a half diminished, it's a diminished triad with a minor seventh on it. Okay. Or a fully diminished triad, fully diminished seventh. Okay, and you can see that here. Or you can think about fully diminished chords as a bunch of minor thirds stacked on top of each other. Okay. All right, so that's that. Or you can think of it this way as well. So this is another way of doing it. Okay, if you can also think of the chords, this is how I think of it. Okay, so major minor seventh, or major major seventh, a major triad with a major third, major minor seventh, which is a major triad with a minor third, minor minor seventh, a minor triad and a minor third on top, seventh, diminished triad, major third, fully diminished, diminished triad, minor third. All right, let's complete triad number 4. So you're going to spell the 7th chords from the roots that are provided. Again, these are the roots, not in any inversions. So pause the video, complete the triad, and then go on for the answers. All right, let's rock and roll on building these 7th chords. So we're in the bass clef, so we need a minor minor 7th based on C. So let's build, oops, I need a pen. My bad. So we need C, G, B flat. Okay, so E flat, B flat, easy peasy. So we got a minor triad, minor 7th. All right, let's do our half diminished 7 built on F. We have F, A, C. So we need F, A flat, and then C flat, and then minor 7, which would be B flat. So fully diminished 7 built on B, A, A. So we need a diminished triad and a 7th. Okay, so to make this a diminished triad, we need nothing to change because that's a diminished triad as it is, and then a diminished 7th. Major 7th, F, A, C, which is our major chord, and a major 7th, which is an E. All right, a fully diminished or half diminished 7 built on G sharp, so we need a diminished chord. So we have G sharp B, which is a minor triad or minor third, and then another minor third, and then a minor 7th built on 7th, okay, which is F sharp. Okay, moving down here, major minor 7 built on E, G sharp, B, D, okay, fully diminished 7, so we have C sharp, E, G, and B flat, which are fully diminished. Minor 7th, which is an F sharp minor chord, F sharp, C sharp, and then we have an E. Good. Oops, we need our half diminished 7 built on D, so diminished triad, D, F, A flat, and minor 7th, which is F. Major minor 7, so we have our major chord, E flat, G, B flat, with a minor 7th, oops, a minor 7th, which is D flat. And our last one, major 7 built on G, so we have a major chord, G, B, D, and a major 7th, which is F sharp. So if you have any questions about this, please see me as soon as possible. Minor 7th, oops. So, 7th chords in popular styles. So if you play studio rock or jazz band, you may have familiar with another labeling 7th chords. You see this system in lead sheets and maybe combined with guitar fretboard diagrams. So here you see the fretboard diagrams along with the 7th chord symbols there. So C sharp minor, B minor 7, D major 7, F sharp minor, C sharp, etc., etc. Okay. Oops. So if we are talking in the C major scale, so we're talking like this is like our 1-7 chord, but we would call this C major 7. So you see as like I play with pop chord symbols all the time. I see this one a lot. I also see this one a lot. You don't really see the triangle very often, but know that that means a major 7. And that's how you see the minor 7 chords, and again, exactly like that. G7, you see there's no major or minor in front of it. That's assumed that it's the major minor 7 chord. Okay, and then we have our A minor 7th, and then here's our half diminished chord. Okay, you see it both ways, and that's basically what it comes down to. All right, let's talk about our C minor scale. Okay, so C minor 7, half diminished. Okay, and then here we're talking about our diminished chord, fully diminished. So that's what you see a lot is the B dim 7. So that's a fully diminished chord. And again, here we have our major minor 7th chord, just going G7. Okay. So in example 8.2 and 8.5, they don't exhaust all the possible combinations of triads and sevenths because we're talking about just common practice 7th chords. For example, you could write an augmented triad with a major or minor 7th, or a minor triad with a major 7th. This adds cool colors to jazz and pop music. If you listen to 8.9 and measure 8, the B flat 7 chord is a dominant 7th, while the C 7 augmented 5th or raised 5th in measure 10 is an augmented triad with a minor 7th. So this is stuff you see, but we don't really call it anything in our world of common practice 7th chords. All right, complete the triad 5, write in the 7th chords that are requested, write in the accidentals instead of the key signatures. Okay, when finished, you can go on for the answers. All right, let's create some 7 chords. So we have our D7 chord, which is our major minor 7 chord. So D, F sharp, A, and C. Okay, that one's pretty easy. So next one we have our G sharp minor 7th. Okay, so we need to build that off of G sharp. So G sharp. So G sharp chord, G sharp minor chord, G sharp B, D sharp. Okay, and then our minor 7th, which is an F sharp. Okay. Oops, E major 7. Okay. Building that off of E. We have E, G, B, and D, but we need to add the correct sharps. So we have an E major chord and a major 7th. So we have a B major 7 sharp 5. Okay, so B flat major. So B flat, D, F. Okay, and a major 7, which is A. Okay, but we have to do the sharp 5. Okay, just one of those cool color chord. Here's B major 7. Okay, so we have B, D, F, A. But we need the correct accidentals: B, D sharp, F sharp, and A sharp. Okay, so we have C minor 7 flat 5. So we need a C minor chord, C, E flat, G, and B flat. But we have a flat 5. Okay, what is this? It is our half diminished chord, right? Okay, F sharp minor 7. So we need F sharp minor, F sharp, A sharp, C sharp, and then a minor 7th, which is E. So F sharp, F7. Okay, so we have F7, F, A, C, E flat. We have to raise the fifth, so sharp that right there. And our last one is A flat 7 with a sharp 5. So we have an A flat chord, A flat, C, E flat, E flat. Okay, and then our seventh, minor seventh, which is that flat. Okay, but sharp 5, we'd have to get rid of that flat. Okay, so that is the correct chord. So when you listen to Fall in Love before, all the members of each chord sounded at the same time. But sometimes a chord may be arpeggiated, which means you play one pitch of the chord at a time, just like that Bach prelude that we listened to in the beginning. If you look at example 8.10, in the bass clef of the Mozart aria Voi che sapete, it arpeggiates the chords in B flat. This was done to imitate the guitar, because the guitar on stage, or the character on stage, is playing guitar. So here is that example. So if you see here in the bass clef, it's arpeggiating B flat there. Okay, so this is a B flat chord, okay, or a 1 chord. Okay, see here it's arpeggiating an F chord, but it's in first inversion. Okay, so we have a 5-6. Okay, technically a 5-6-5 because it's a 7th. Okay, and then here we're back to B flat. Okay, and then we have a 5 chord again. So as you can see, it's arpeggiating the B flat chord, the F chord, the B flat chord, okay, and the F chord. And you can arpeggiate the chords all the time, and this is what the Mozart inversions in that last one are. So this is the built triads that were in that last one. And then another way of arpeggiation is something we call Alberti bass. Over here, if you see this, it says Alberti bass. Okay, so this means the triad is arpeggiated in a low, up, down, up contour. So if you see here, low, up, down, up. So it's arpeggiating the 1 chord in C, which is C, E, G, but bum, 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 bum. Okay, something you've heard a lot of times in a lot of music. Okay, make sure you listen to that example. All right, transposing score. This is our fun part. This is a nice to know part of this chapter. Okay, so you can use the score to identify the triads and 7th chords in a fuller musical context. So we are in the key of D, but look at here. There's no key signature in the horn section. So we're going to talk about that. So you can see it shows the notes the instrument plays, then the sounding pitches. So like the horn score was written in the key of C, not the key of D like the rest of it. Okay, we call this a transposed score here. Okay, transposed score. And you'll know the transposed score by the key signatures, because not all the key signatures are the same. Okay, sometimes if you look like at a band or orchestra score, it'll show the sounding pitches, okay, and you call that a C score. But a lot of times you see the transposed score, okay, because they try to list everything the way you would see it. So for many instruments called C instruments, or concert pitch instruments, the pitch you see notated is the pitch you hear. These include the piano, flute, bassoon, trombone, etc., and the string family. Then also something interesting is that some sound an octave above or below their notation, like the piccolo and the xylophone. They sound an octave higher. Okay, guitar, string, bass, and contrabassoon sound an octave lower. Okay, but when you see but for wind and brass instruments, we call these transposing instruments. So the pitch you see notated is the pitch you hear. Popular transposing instruments, they sound a whole step lower than the B-flat trumpet, B-flat clarinet, and tenor saxophone. Okay, assigning specific pitches, chords, or melody to particular instruments is called arranging, which we will be doing as a project at the end of the year, or larger ensembles that are called orchestration. So orchestration is arranging for a bigger number of people. So these are the key concepts to transposing instruments. Okay, B-flat instruments. Okay, the notated key is a whole step above the concert pitch key. Okay, to write for a B-flat instrument, transpose the concert part up a whole step. So let's say we were in concert C, so we would have to write in D. Okay, remember the concert pitches sound a whole step lower than the notation. Okay, the B-flat tenor section and B-flat are written in the treble clef, but sound in the bass clef. So you're going to transpose up a whole step plus an octave or a major ninth. E-flat instruments, the notated key is a minor third below the concert pitch key. Okay, so right for an E-flat clarinet, transpose the concert part down a minor third. So if we were in the key of E-flat, you would write in C. Okay, F instruments is the notated key is a perfect fifth above the concert pitch key. To write for F horn or English horn, transpose the concert part up a perfect fifth. Concert pitches sound a perfect fifth lower than the notation. And then A instruments, the notated key is a minor third above the concert key pitch. To write for an A clarinet, which is very rare, transpose the concert part up a minor third. Concert pitches sound a minor third lower than the notation. Triad 6 and Triad 7, you're going to analyze the chords for the Haydn piece. Triad number 7, write the key of the transposed part for each instrument. Okay. So the correct answers for this, you should have had for this one, should have been 7, half diminished 7, 1, 1, 6, 2, fully diminished 6, and 1. Okay, so that's what you should have done for that. Okay, and then let's talk about the transposing instrument. So concert key E flat, instrument type B flat instrument or F. Okay, write that there. So this is G, G, B flat. Okay, C, D, B flat, and A. So so B flat instrument, you write a whole step up. Concert key is C. F instrument, you write a perfect fifth up. E flat instrument, you write a minor third down. Okay, we have an A instrument. Concert key of G, you write up a minor third. Okay, so we have an F instrument in the key of F. You write a fifth, which is C. Concert key of C, we have a B flat instrument. Okay, so you write up a whole step, which is D. We have an E flat, which is an F instrument. Okay, you write up a fifth, which is B flat. Concert key of C. E flat instrument, you write down a minor third, which is A. The treatment of seventh chords is really super important in terms of musical style. Only sevenths built on the scale degree 2, 5, and 7 appear throughout the classical period. That's really important. Okay, you won't really see a 1/7 or a 6/7. Those are things you'll see in jazz and whatnot, but you really don't see them in the classical period. Okay, yet seventh chords on all scale degrees exist in romantic music, jazz, and popular styles. For example, in common practice, songs would not end on a 1/7 or minor 1/7, which happens frequently in jazz and modern music. Hooray! Make sure you read the Did You Know at the end of Chapter 8. It gives you an insight about Alva-Ready bass. You never know, I might ask that as a extra credit question on your chapter assessment. And as always, if you have any questions, please see me. Make sure you complete the triads. Okay. In the next chapter, we're going to actually be, like, besides writing chords, we're going to be writing melodies. Have a great day.